I wasn't included in Sandra's close friend story, but her coworker sent me a screenshot. It showed her in a hotel room with a guy I didn't recognize, her arm around him and a glass of champagne in hand. The caption read, "Let me heal in peace." I waited for her to come home, hugged her as if nothing was wrong, then left a printed copy of the screenshot on the kitchen counter. 3 days later, she showed up at my door, pleading for me to talk. But before we dive into that, let me say a huge thanks to all 4,000 subscribers. I truly appreciate your support. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000. I replayed the moment over and over in my head, sitting at my desk Monday afternoon, trying to focus on a quarterly report that was due the next day. My phone buzzed with a message from Amy, a co-worker of my girlfriend Sandra at the marketing firm. "Hey, Matt. Sorry to be the one to tell you this, but I thought you should see this." Attached was a screenshot from Sandra's Instagram story. There she was, sitting on a hotel bed with some guy I didn't know, his arm around her, looking perfectly at ease. The caption, "Let me heal in peace." Sometimes you need to escape to find yourself again. I stared at it for what felt like hours. We hadn't had any fights or issues in our relationship. The night before she left for her work retreat, we had dinner together, watched a movie, and kissed goodbye. She told me she'd miss me in the morning before she left for the crucial workshop, suitcase in hand. The screenshot was timestamped just 2 hours earlier. As I zoomed in on the details, the unmade bed, 2 glasses of champagne, her smile, I felt a knot in my stomach. She had texted me the night before saying she had a migraine. I called Amy back. "Thanks for sending this," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Has she posted anything else?" "Not that I've seen," Amy replied. "Matt, I'm really sorry. I debated whether to tell you. How long have you known?" I asked. She hesitated. "This is the first concrete evidence I've seen, but there have been rumors at the office for a few weeks. She's been spending a lot of time with Drew from the creative team." "That's him in the photo," she added. "Does everyone at work know?" I asked. "Not everyone, but enough people have noticed. For what it's worth, a lot of us think it's messed up how she's handling this." I thanked Amy again, hung up, and did something surprising. I went back to work on my report. Despite the shock, I managed to finish it with kind of detached focus, like I wasn't even in my own body. Suddenly, all the small things that had seemed off in the last few months made sense. The late nights at networking events, the weekend spent catching up on work, her password-protected phone that always lay face up on the coffee table. Sandra wasn't due home until Tuesday evening, so I had about 30 hours to decide what to do. I considered confronting her immediately, calling or texting her to blow up her little healing getaway. But something stopped me. Maybe it was pride. Maybe I just wanted to see if she would lie to my face. Or maybe I needed time to process, without her tears or excuses clouding my judgment. So I waited. While I waited, I kept busy. I went to the store to buy printer ink and printed the screenshot on our expensive photo paper, the kind Sandra bought for portfolio prints. The image came out perfectly clear, almost like a work of art. The hotel room seemed sharply in focus. I placed it right in the center of the kitchen counter, under the light, where it couldn't be missed. Then I cleaned the apartment, did some laundry, and packed a small bag for a few days away. Not everything that would tip her off, just enough to make it clear I was leaving. Tuesday evening came. I heard her turn the key in the lock at 6:47 p.m. I had been sitting on the couch scrolling through emails, though I wasn't really absorbing any of them. "Hey, babe, I'm home," she called cheerfully. I stood up as she rolled her suitcase in and set her purse on the entryway table. She looked slightly tired but happy, the kind of exhaustion that comes after a demanding retreat. "How is it?" I asked, managing a smile that felt foreign on my face. "Exhausting, but really good," she replied, walking into my arms for a hug. "The team did some amazing brainstorming. I have so much to tell you." "I'm sure you do," I said, hugging her back, breathing in her familiar perfume mixed with the unfamiliar scent of hotel shampoo. For a second, I almost pretended everything was normal, almost continued the care we'd had in our relationship. But then I reminded myself who she was now. "I missed you," she said, pulling back to kiss me. "I missed you, too. I replied truthfully, though I had missed a version of her I thought I knew. "I'm starving," she said. "Want to order takeout?" "I'm thinking that Thai place sounds good. Menus are on the counter." I nodded and followed her into the kitchen, counting her steps in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I heard the sharp intake of her breath. She had seen it. I grabbed my pre-packed bag from beside the couch and started for the door. "Matt!" Her voice was high-pitched and panicked. "What is this? Where did you—" "Amy sent it to me," I said calmly, turning to face her. She stood frozen, the screenshot in her hand, her face drained of color. "Apparently, I didn't make the cut for your close friend story." "This isn't—" "I can explain," she stammered. "I'm sure you can," I interrupted, "but I don't want to hear it right now." "Where are you going?" she asked, her voice frantic. "I need to think." "Sandra, please. It's not what it looks like." "I'm sure it's exactly what it looks like." I opened the door. "Enjoy healing in peace, Sandra," I said, closing it behind me on her desperate protests. I drove to my brother's place across town. The next 3 days blurred together. I took Wednesday off work to get my bearings. By Thursday, I was back at my desk finishing the quarterly report. My phone buzzed with texts and voicemails from Sandra, but I didn't read them, didn't listen to them. My brother gave me space but offered his own kind of support. Cold beers in the evening, no pressure to talk, just company. On Thursday night, he finally asked the question, "So, what's your plan?" I looked up from my laptop. For Sandra? The apartment? My stuff? Life? I realized I hadn't thought that far ahead. "I don't know yet. Part of me wants to ghost her, just start fresh." He nodded. "You could, but you built a life there, your job, friends, the place." Then he added, "She called me, you know." This surprised me. "When?" "Yesterday. This morning. Crying both times, asking where you were, if you were okay. Said she made a horrible mistake." "What did you tell her?" "That you're an adult, and if you want to talk to her, you will." I nodded, acknowledging his words. "Thanks." "For what it's worth," he continued, "she really sounded broken. Not that it justifies anything." I closed my laptop. "I keep thinking about that caption she posted. 'Let me heal in peace.' Like she's the victim somehow. What exactly is she healing from?" My brother shrugged. "People tell themselves whatever story helps them feel better about their choices." I finally looked at my phone. 28 unread texts from Sandra, 13 voicemails. I read through them but didn't reply. The messages were a mix of pleading. "Matt, please come home so we can talk." It wasn't what it looked like. "I made a terrible mistake. Drew means nothing to me. I don't know why I did this. Please give me a chance to explain. I love you. Only you." The shift in tone was striking. Denial, then admission, then desperation. By early this morning, a final message. "I'll be at your office at 5. Please just talk to me." I didn't show up. Instead, I texted Amy, who confirmed that Sandra had called in sick for 2 days. It turned out her absence had fueled office gossip. Several coworkers had seen the Instagram story before she deleted it. "Drew's been reassigned to another team," Amy added. "He's telling everyone it was just a friendly weekend and that you're overreacting." Of course he was. 3 days after Sandra returned home, I was at my brother's place packing my temporary things. I decided to stay in a hotel for the weekend while figuring out a more permanent plan. My phone buzzed. A message from my neighbor Tom. "Hey man, Sandra's sitting outside your door. Been there for like 2 hours. Everything okay?" I sighed. She'd found me. I texted back, thanking Tom for letting me know and telling him everything was under control. "Want me to tell her to leave?" he offered. "No, it's fine. I'm heading back anyway." I drove to the apartment slowly, rehearsing what I might say. When I reached our floor, I saw her immediately, sitting on the floor beside our door, knees pulled to her chest, eyes red from crying. She stood quickly when she saw me. "Matt." She breathed like my name was both a prayer and an apology. I stopped a few feet away, apartment keys in hand. "How long have you been here?" "A while," she admitted. I went to your office, but they said you were working from home today. I tried your brother's, but he wouldn't tell me anything. I needed to see you. I nodded and moved past her to unlock the door. You might as well come in. No point having this conversation in the hallway. The apartment felt different. Some pictures that had been on the walls were missing. A few things she'd picked out were gone from the shelves. I've been staying at my sister's, she explained. I took a few things. I set my keys on the table. Okay, talk. She took a deep breath. First, I want to say I'm truly sorry. What I did was inexcusable. Which part? I interrupted. The cheating, the lying, or just getting caught? She flinched. All of it, Matt. I've been, I don't know, lost lately, questioning everything. It wasn't about you. That's where you're wrong, I said sharply. It was absolutely about me. About us. Every choice you made was a choice against our relationship. She nodded, tears welling up. You're right. I've been selfish and stupid. Drew was just attention, validation. It didn't mean anything. Then why did you lie to me? I shot back. Why create an elaborate story about a work retreat to keep me from knowing what you were really doing? She wiped her eyes. I know, and there's no excuse for it. But Matt, we can work through this. People make mistakes. Relationships survive. Is that what you've been telling yourself? I asked, voice cold. That this was just a mistake, like forgetting to pay a bill or burning dinner? No, she said softly, because mistakes are accidents. This was deliberate. I crossed my arms and leaned against the wall. What do you want me to do? What can I do to get you to forgive me? I paused, suddenly feeling drained. That's just it. I don't know if forgiveness is what I want. She looked confused. What do you mean? I took a breath. Even if I can get past the lies, the cheating, I can't forget that caption. She was quiet for a long moment. The caption? She asked. I repeated it. Let me heal in peace. You presented yourself as the wounded party while actively betraying me. That kind of self-deception scares me more than the cheating itself. Sandra was silent for a long moment, processing. I didn't think of it that way, she finally admitted. Matt, please, she said, her voice soft but urgent. 3 years together has to count for something. I made a horrible mistake, but I love you. We can rebuild. I looked at her, really looked at her, the woman I planned to propose to next month. The ring was still hidden in my sock drawer. Here's what's going to happen, I said finally. I'm staying at a hotel this weekend. You can have the apartment until Monday to pack whatever else you need. After that, I want your key. I'll handle breaking the lease with the landlord. Her face crumpled. So that's it? You won't even try. I shook my head. Would you, if the situation were reversed? She didn't answer. I thought so. I turned to grab a few more things for the weekend. Oh, and you might want to update your resume, I added. Amy mentioned the partners aren't thrilled about an office romance imploding so publicly, especially after you claimed to be on a company retreat. Her eyes widened. What are you saying? I'm saying actions have consequences, not just for us, but professionally. Drew's already been reassigned. Office gossip travels fast. Did you tell people at work? Her voice hardened. Did you? I didn't have to. Your close friends listed that for you, I said, moving toward the door. She sat there, defeated, on the couch. Was any of it real? I asked, pausing at the bedroom door. All of it, she whispered, barely audible. That's why this is so stupid. I risked everything for nothing. At least she understood that much. After gathering my things, I headed for the door. She reached for my arm, but I gently removed her hand. Will you at least think about it? About us? This doesn't have to be the end. I turned to look at her one last time. It already is, Sandra. I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. I closed the door behind me. The heaviness of betrayal was lifting, replaced by something else, the certainty of having respected myself enough to walk away. Sometimes the most powerful form of revenge isn't about schemes or public humiliation. It's simply showing someone exactly who they are and leaving them to live with that truth. By Monday, I'd have my apartment back. By next month, According to my brother, I'd feel less like I was drowning. And someday, maybe, that ring in my sock drawer will be meant for someone who understood that healing isn't something you do in secret, in a hotel room with someone else's arms around you. It's something you do openly, honestly, and with integrity.